How to create a direct from source file archiving job. A direct from source file archiving job enables you to archive and index data simultaneously on data located in a source location. Used for large quantities of data that you want to index, archive, and potentially search thereafter, creation of a direct from source file archiving job is done in Admin from File Archiving. After selecting File Archiving, the Job Type dialog box opens up. Thereafter, you can give your job a name. Then select Direct from Source and click Create. The newly created job will appear in the panel on the left under File Archiving. Select it to open up the job. To begin configurations, select the Criteria tab in the top middle portion of the screen. You will see the default job settings are pre-configured. While you can leave them as is, changes can be made here. The first items on the Criteria tag are data source and output destination. From the source dropdown, select the correct source location. Then, under Output Destination, change the location and then click Find to locate the archiving location previously created. Next up is incremental archiving and retention. With incremental archiving, you can choose to archive data not archived since the last job, or to archive all content since inception by deselecting the checkbox. You can also choose to select a specific date for archiving under the retention criteria. With retention, you can apply a retention flag to archive messages, inputting the number of days relating to the retention policy already established, including the proper date field for the policy. The Criteria tab also allows for applying a legal hold to the job, which will trigger the job to search for users already placed under a hold within search, and will enable real-time indexing, which is enabled by default under indexing and makes it possible to search indexed archives. The last section on the Criteria tab is folder selection. Under this option, you can choose the subfolders to be archived through the process of inclusion or exclusion. Here, you can extract files from all folders, which does not restrict the scope, include only the following folders, restricting the scope by including only the subfolder specified, or process all folders except the following, restricting the scope by excluding specified subfolders. When finished, click Save. Now, select the Job Settings tab in the upper left corner of the screen. Here, the first thing you can do is to input a description for your direct from source file archive job, if you wish to do so. Next, select a job priority, choosing from low to high, with normal being the default. If jobs are running concurrently, by making a selection here, you can control which job in the queue is selected next. The next item on this tab is to set a schedule. Here you can select the time of day and then choose between daily, weekly, and/or specify a date or every X number of minutes. You can also choose to run now if you wish to run the job immediately. In the User section on the Job Settings tab, you can archive all user accounts or specified user accounts. In order to do so, first click Select. Once the dialog box pops up, you can choose to list users by user ID filter or list users by type, including all, users only, or groups only, or to list users by group or by SSV file. Let's select the List Users button in the upper left, and once they populate in the box on the left-hand side, click Add after selecting them, and then click OK and Save. Now the job will run according to the schedule set unless otherwise directed. If you'd rather, you can click Run Now, and this will start the job to run immediately. The Log Settings tab is next. This provides options of configuring detailed logs to assist with troubleshooting later on. Should you wish to enable any of these items, you can change the selections here. If you've enabled logging, you can view reports collated from your data directly from the Reports tab. These reports include a myriad of items and include start and end times, status, errors, and warnings. The fields displayed on the reports can be edited, and statistics for each individual account can be viewed by clicking the plus sign in the time column. Failures encountered during processing can also be reviewed and investigated, among many other things. This concludes the video on direct from source file archiving. Stay tuned for more lessons.